Okay. Good day, guys. I'm your OLC for GE6114. That is Mathematics in the Modern World. I'm Joshua Dingding, and today we will discuss Week 2, Module 2, Mathematics for Our World. Now, let's go with the next slide. So these are the 3 objectives that we need to accomplish as we discuss this week's lesson. So first, we will apply mathematical concepts in solving societal problems. Second is apply mathematics in different organizations for improvement of service. And lastly, make predictions in various fields of endeavor. So those are the 3 objectives. Now, let's go with the next slide. So the body of knowledge and practice known as mathematics is derived from the contributions of thinkers throughout ages and across the globe. So it means that it is the collaboration or the collection of all contributions of past and present mathematicians. So anyone from the class that can name one mathematician from the past that has contributed to the field of mathematics, anyone from the class na may kilalang mathematician, yung well-known mathematician who contributed in the field of mathematics, or any mathematician, anyone? Isaac Newton, yes, he is a scientist and a mathematician as well. Yes, it's good. Correct, Frederick. Euclid, Pythagoras, yes, correct. Robbie, Euclidean principle. Yeah. Pythagorean theorem. Isaac Newton is one of the few great scientists and mathematicians. Ayan. So those are some mathematicians who contributed in the field of mathematics. Okay, so it gives us a way to understand patterns, to quantify relationships, and to predict the future, obviously. No? So as I am now taking up my master's degree, and I am studying time series. No? So ayan, pakita ko lang. So time series model. Ayan. So ayan. So time series model is a type of forecasting tool. Okay, it's a type of forecasting tool that that gives you a forecast of a like for example this one. This is a collection of data, a moving average of a data. Na, for example, electricity consumption ng isang city. So as you can see, there is a trend. No? There is a trend all throughout the months. So may up, may down, may trend. So for example, you want to predict the next 12 months, the next 4 months. Yan yung gagamitin mo, yung time series. As you can see, there is a trend. So that is one of the tools in predicting or forecasting. So time series yung tawag dyan. So madaming types of time series, guys. No? So meron tayong AR, MA, MA model, ARIMA models, SARIMA models, ano pa ba? Dicker-Fuller, Box-Jenkins. So dami, no? So yun, no, to forecast. So what does it forecast? Anything that you want to forecast as long as you have the data. So the more data you have, the more accurate your prediction would be. Okay? So if ever that you are going to pursue, for example, mag-masters kayo, or you want to continue to learn, like for your thesis, like if you're a math major, ayan, you can use time series to forecast anything. Like for example, you want to forecast the heat load of of your municipality or city. Like for example, is there a trend in the temperature like sa summer compared with El Nino and so on? So that's one. That's patterns. Forecasting, sorry. Understanding the pattern, of course, that's still in forecasting because you want to identify the trend. No? May trend ba? May pattern ba? To quantify a relationship, of course, no, how would you quantify? How does the variable or each variable affects, or does it have effect on the other variable? What are their relationship? Okay, and to predict the future, that's forecasting. So math helps us to understand the world, and we use the world to understand mathematics. So it's a vice versa na relationship, kumbaga. Now, the world is interconnected. Everyday math shows these connections and possibilities. So the earlier young learners can put these skills to practice. The more likely we will remain an innovation society and economy. So that's why we have scientists, mathematicians, and you students no, that are creating studies, thesis, dissertations in order for our society to innovate and of course to improve. So with your thesis or thesis dissertation, in the future, you would help the Philippines to be a better society in terms of improving quality of life and economy. Now, let's go with the next slide. So these are some branches of mathematics that is used on different or various fields. Like for example, algebra no, can explain how quick the water or contaminated water makes the people sicken or ill. Ilan bang tao ang yung namamatay with dirty water? You can use algebra for that. Now, geometry can also study of geometry can help us understand architecture more because of if you understand geometry so well, so you will it is an advantage for you because if ever you are if you're a civil engineer or a structural engineer, no, you can use your knowledge in geometry. Of course, no, if ever your structure, if you analyze your structure or the structure that you are making, if you have a knowledge in geometry, you can create designs or plans that are reliable and durable because you know how geometry works. Now, statistics and probability, of course, are used for prediction, death tolls, earthquakes and disasters, calamities, no, all around us can be used as data set, and we can analyze whether there is a pattern. It can also predict profits, how ideas are spread, and how previously endangered animals might repopulate. What does it mean? Predicting the future, as I've said earlier, time series modeling, you can predict anything as long as you have previous data. How ideas are spread, no? So how fast is the ideas spread all throughout the Philippines? Like for example, no? Sa COVID, what are the protocols that we need to follow? So how fast does the idea or the knowledge hub spread all throughout the country? Now, math is a powerful tool for global understanding and communication. Using it, students can make sense of the world and solve complex and real problems. So that's why, as Dr. Rizal said, that the young people is the hope of our nation because you are the one that is supposed to take over when the adults is unable to kumbaga manage their position because they are getting older. So we the younger generation will take over in the future. So it's up to us how will we make our future. structure. So nasa sa atin yan. So rethinking math in the global context offers students a twist on typical content and makes the math itself more applicable, meaningful for students. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. So mathematics for organization. So mathematics is used for any organization. It could be institution, business, hospitals, or what we call the medical field and so on. Sige, anyone from the class that can give an example of how mathematics is used in organization or in our organization. How does mathematics help a organization? Anyone? Anyone that can cite an example? Let's see. Sales and inventory. Sales, yes. So those are some. No? Thank you for your contribution, Alexander and Frederick. No? Yes, those are some examples of how mathematics helps the organization. So there are other things no that mathematics help the organization or all the organization in the society. Of course, no, all of the comments, all of the feedbacks no, towards people or towards businesses can also be a great help for the company to improve because from the survey questionnaires that we took or from the suggestions we put on their suggestion box they can think of ways on how to improve public service. Okay? That's one, no? So that's kumbaga studying the trend. Next, another example for that is that how would you plot a migration route for endangered or critically endangered animals? So, for example, if you're a local government unit, you can have a contingency plan for animals, something like that, especially those endangered species. That's mathematics for organization. Uh, any kumbaga, any part of mathematics has its purpose. So it's up to us on how we apply it to, like for example, to an organization. So, nasa atin yan. Now, let's go with the next slide. So mathematics for prediction. So I've said earlier, so mathematics for prediction is for forecasting. No? So one example would be weather forecasting. No? So meteorologists use tools and mathematical equations to solve the weather. Okay, to forecast ano yung weather natin for a whole week, for a whole month, and so on. So what are the chances of raining? That's one. That's one example of mathematics for prediction. Another example would be on businesses, no? So what are the peak months of sales? Usually it's in December or during December because it's Christmas or any occasion that you wish. Ayan. Yun nga. So, ayan, that's a prediction. As long as you predict something, that's mathematics for prediction. Even predicting natural disasters, no, death tolls, that's a prediction. No? So, how many will perish if this is how, or how this the earthquake is 8.9 magnitude. So how much will suffer, or how many will suffer, and how many will survive from that? So that's one, no, mathematics for prediction. That's why we have these reminders of how violent an earthquake would be, so that we know when to run, something like that. So meteorologists study atmospheric pressure and wind speed to predict trajectories of future storm. No, so that's one. No? So as you have remembered, ayan nga, you can predict the trajectory kung saan dadaan yung future storms. That's why Pag-asa, if you remember on the news, it says what time will the typhoon hit the island, or is it on the sea, how fast is it, and so on. So that's one application, no? Yan. So kumbaga ang predict nila is yung path ng storm. Now, biologists can also predict the growth of a tumor, how fast the tumor is growing, or any masses that is found on the brain. Okay. So perhaps even more interesting than above phenomena is predicting human behavior. So isa din to, pwede din tong i-predict. Now the problem with that is that you cannot simply predict someone's behavior or someone's reaction, especially people, if you don't watch them fail. So nasa sa inyo yan, no? Ayan. So hindi naman natin nakukuha lahat-lahat ng atin. Hindi natin mape-predict yung future, guys. Well, at least you take lesson from the past. Ayan. Ayan. Predicting human behavior is one of the most difficult, no? Kasi hindi natin alam kung anong iniisip ng tao. So we tend to ayan, hindi natin alam talaga, no, kung ano yung ire-react ng iba't ibang tao. So that's why kahit ano pang advance ng technology natin, hindi talaga natin malalaman kung anong iniisip ng tao. Okay? So but there is a study of the mind and the behavior, that is psychology and psychiatry. Okay, now let's continue. So how does mathematics do in predicting our own behavior, as we discussed in the previous slide? So mathematics for prediction is done. So ayan. So how does mathematics do in predicting our own behavior? So despite in the advances in stock market analytics, economics, political polling, and cognitive neuroscience, all of which ultimately endeavor to predict human behavior. So science may never be able to do so with perfect certainty. That's why we say that people are unpredictable. It's hard for us to read kung ano talaga yung iniisip ng ibang tao. Okay? Kahit anong advance ng stock market, no? Paano nyo inanalyze or na-analyze kung gaano kalaki yung investment and how much investment would it return. Something like that. Okay, now, let's go with the next slide. So mathematics for control. So mathematics for control. So natural objects and phenomenon behave by underlying mathematical structure. Interactions and relationship of nature can be best described by mathematical equations. Oh, wow. Okay. Through technological advancement, humans were able to expand their horizon and be able to prove certain phenomena. Mathematics is as a tool is able to exert exert control of himself and effects of nature. Examples are climate change and okay. So mathematics for control. So how would you control or decrease the effects of climate change and global warming? So you want to to take control of what is going on. That's the mathematics for control. Using mathematics and proving, you can say that you have owned it. The problem, if you make this man alive or can see. So this is mathematics for control. Now let's go with the next slide. Mathematics is indispensable. So ano yan? What does indispensable mean? Mathematics is indispensable. Anyone from the class that can define what is indispensable? Anyone? Ayan, what is indispensable, guys? Mathematics is indispensable. Necessary. Mathematics is necessary. Yeah. Other definition aside from that, essential, yes. Indispensable. Ano ba yung dispensable? 'Di ba opposite ng dispensable is indispensable. What does it mean? Needed. Yes. So those are some things that that is synonymous with indispensable. Indispensable for me, indispensable is meaning cannot be dispensed or thrown away or neglect. That is indispensable. So mathematics is indispensable because we have built our society based on mathematical laws and scientific laws. So it's impossible for us to survive if we don't use math. It's impossible. No? So that's why no, mathematics is indispensable. Let's go to the next slide. Mathematics played a major role in underpinnings of our world. Different fields of endeavor needs mathematics. Mathematics, logical reasoning, and critical thinking skills are required in any behavior in understanding the natural world and making educated decision. Mathematics is a useful tool. Okay. Now we're done with this. Let's go with the next slide. Okay, global connections. So how would you present any study that involves mathematics now? So use of mathematics to model situations or events in the world. So explanation on of how the complexity and interrelatedness of situations or events in the world are reflected in the model. Okay, so for example, no, if you want to predict the number of snake bites in a certain city, so how would you explain how complex or how important your study is? How is it interrelated with, for example, how does it affect the economy or the quality of life of a certain city? So how would you relate situations or events in the world? Like for example, is snake bite incidents happening in other parts of the world, like in India and other parts of Asia? So that's why when you are this, kumbaga, we are discussing how would you create a thesis dissertation if you want to create a mathematical model or a prediction or a dissertation. Now, kumbaga, your study should explain how the variables are interrelated to each other. Next, data generated by the model to make and defend a decision. So, for example, you have the data, and then you want to predict the number of snake bite incidents in, like for example, in Luzon. So from that, you have the data generated, okay, and then you can create a model. You can create a model, and from that, it can also create a result. Then you can defend your decision or your suggestion. No? Because if you are creating a thesis dissertation, you have a hypothesis. So it's either you discard the null hypothesis or not. You discard or you accept. That's it. It depends on the data generated by the model or the result generated by the model or mathematical model. Next, a decision or conclusion supported by mathematics within the context of the global community. Of course, within the standards of the mathematical laws and of course the global community. So ano yung mga accepted models or mathematical models that the mathematical society accepts. So if for example your model is new, or it is a new approach, no, in predicting or solving any phenomena, so you will have to defend it in the global community, and they will judge whether your suggestion or your theory is acceptable. Okay, now that's global connections. Now let's go to the next slide. Problem solving. No? So the application of appropriate strategies to solve the problem. Okay, like for example, you have the mathematical model. What is your strategy? Like for example, you have gathered the data. How would you solve that problem? Like for example, snake bite incidents. So if you have the data, you have predicted already the number of snake bite incidents all over Luzon. So what would be your strategy on how to convey your results and help the community with that results? How would you lessen or minimize the number of snake bites? Next, the use of appropriate mathematical tools. Of course, that's one. No? Is it applicable to your study? It doesn't mean that it is a tool that predicts. No? It will always depend on the data gathered and of course the situation or the problem that you are studying. So the mathematical tools, the procedures, representation to solve the problem. Next is the review of proof of a correct and reasonable mathematical solution given the context. So we have to review and if there are proofs that this mathematical model is the most accepted and the most accurate model that we will use to predict that certain problem or to predict that incidence. So we have to show why is it applicable or why is it the best choice. So that's problem solving. Next is communication. How would you develop, explain, and justify your mathematical arguments, including the concepts and the procedures used? So once you are done with your dissertation, how would you explain, justify it that your study is reliable and also feasible? Next, coherently and clear communication using correct mathematical language and visual representation. So for example, you are presenting your thesis or your study, you have a clean grasp of your study, that you have understood the study, and of course, you will use the correct mathematical language if you want to present it on or to the panelists. And of course, there are visual representations that shows no, the results and the data given. Now, the expression of mathematical ideas using the symbols and conventions of mathematics is also important. How would you use expressions in order for you to explain the impact of the data you have gathered and its result? What's the 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 how would you convey it to the panelists and to the crowd if for example you are presenting that your study have these results and these are the impacts of it? Okay, so what symbols are you using? That it depends on the audience that you are presenting it to. Okay, so that ends our module 2 or week 2. I'll stop the screen share and